Hello and welcome to episode 5 of my mini tutorial. I think there'll be one more after this and then that will be this tutorial over. I do have another tutorial in mind over the roles of credit and finance, however, it doesn't cover the scope of what I'm trying to do here. So today I'm going to talk about trends. And also I'm going to talk about strategies. Now, for me to talk about trends and strategies, we first need to highlight the different types of coins that are available. So you've got bullion coins. They are these coins. So these are Brits. Everyone's partial to a good Brit. Again, I have no problems touching these with my fingers. It's only the side I touch. Most dealers will do that. I don't touch it on the front because people don't like finger marks on it, but the side is just fine. I wouldn't touch a semi-Numi coin with my fingers because they're more collectible. So I've just hit on the next one, which is a semi-Numi coin. And I'm going to break this into two brackets. So you've got the new and you've got the old. So this is a new semi-Numi coin. This is the Two Dragon coin. It's been immensely popular. I've sold many of these and everyone's absolutely loved them except for the poor lady who got one with a scratch on it. So I sent her out a new one. So new one, old one. These are the 2007/2010. They've got 2 dates on. Lunar 1 Tigers. So when buying silver, I'm not going to go into numismatic silver because I don't deal with it and a lot of people won't deal with it. That's more your collector's coins. So with trends, with bullion coins, there's completely different mechanisms for what happens with these coins. So bullion coins will follow spot. And everyone knows I hate that word, but it's true. They will follow spot. They will follow spot up and they will follow spot down. Now, semi-Numi coins are loosely linked to spot. So let's say, for example, this is spot and it goes like this. Then the bullion coin will literally stay above it slightly. It's not a complete reflection of what spot happens. It tends to go when price goes up, the price goes up with it. When it drops fast, it will drop slower. So if spot is dropping, a bullion coin will drop slower because dealers are continually replacing their stock of this type of coin and they need to bring the average down. So in the good times, they will make more on average, and in the bad times, it will bite them in the arse and they average it out, they blend the result over the course of X amount of time. Now with coins like this, the Two Dragon, it will loosely... say spot is this again, it will loosely follow spot when it comes out. So let's say this is a year, 1 year. It will be like this, and then say there's less and less on the dealer's books, it will get wider. They will either up the price or lower the price depending on how much they have in stock. So if it's moved very fast, they will up the price. It will go this way. If it moves very slow, i.e. it's not a popular semi-Numi coin, it will drift towards spot. Now once the cut-off point, once all the stock is sold, there'll be a cut-off point and it will be based on collectability of the coin. So in this case, I'm expecting this to go up. It's got a limited mintage. It's from a very strong mint. It should do very well. Now, if I show you another coin, another collectible coin, I'll just take this one. I'll take this off because it's going to a separate customer anyway. This won't have the same characteristics as this. So there's many different functions of semi-Numi coins. So for example, this one is, I believe it's more limited. There's less of a mintage. However, there probably won't be the following. The first in the series wasn't amazing in terms of sales. I've heard not rumours, but I've heard from other dealers that they didn't sell too well. The series might pick up, but it's also very good to get in on the first of the series. Now this one, I've heard such rave reviews about it that I think it will be a very popular coin going forward into the secondary market. It covers both the Anglo side of the world and also the Chinese side, so it caters to a lot of the world, where this one is very niche. So that's how that relates to spot. Now this one doesn't relate to spot whatsoever. This coin is very old, 11 years old, and it has very little bearing on spot. At the moment, this is a 45 to 50 pound coin, or maybe to 60 pound coin, depending on if you hit the sweet spot and as a collector who really wants it. Because there's less in the market, other factors are more important on this coin than spot. And this will happen with this coin, and it will happen with this coin as well. I would give you another example, however, I don't carry rounds, so I'm just going to put rounds here. With rounds, they say this is spot, and spot goes like this. Rounds be very popular, but they usually revert to their intrinsic value. So once the collectability is gone, it's not going to do much. It tends to drift back down. Now there are always exceptions to this, but with most rounds they do nothing. If I was to pick between a round and a governmental bullion coin, it's a bullion coin all the way. All the way. You're always going to be able to sell that forward with a premium, always. Right, so that's your different types of coins. Now, let's talk about strategies. Right. With this coin, it's very simple. You want this as part of your core stack. So your core stack should consist of easily movable coins that if you need to fire sell, so say for example, I think it's a good example because this happened to a customer of mine, your kitchen blows up and you've got to replace the house and there's flooding everywhere. This is the type of thing you want to sell. It really is. So with this coin, all you want to do is you want to buy X amount each month. And that obviously depends on your independent income. So everyone will be different. For me, I would try and buy maybe 20, 25 a month. For someone else, that's not feasible. For someone else, that might be 500 a month. You know, it's different for everyone. But all you want to do is say this is spot. I know spot doesn't do this. You want a pound cost average or dollar cost average. So you want to buy month in, month out, and some months what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to ping it off with a profit, and then you just replace as and when. So the bigger it gets, the easier it is for you to do it. So just follow up and down. What you want is, say this is the amount. You want to go like this. You want to slowly build it up, and then when you're under the curve, so say that's in profit, that's in loss, you want to ping it off here, and you want to buy more here. You want to buy here, etc. That's what you want to do. So there's nothing wrong with that. And a lot of people get stuck on the idea like, oh, I don't want to sell at a loss. That's when you should be adding. So that's the strategy for bullion. You also want to sell peer-to-peer. You don't want to be selling to dealers, by the way. So I just knocked my camera. So sell peer-to-peer. Actually, I'd recommend selling peer-to-peer for everything. This is probably the one coin or the type of coin you could get away with selling to dealers if the price rises enough. So say, for example, you've got 1,000 ounces, the price goes up 50%, the dealer's buying for spot. It's the type of coin where you can think, okay, I'll just ping it off. You don't have the hassle, you can get away with it. So that's strategy number one. Okay, I'll sort that in a minute. Someone's just sent me a message on the cell phone. Now let's go for semi-Numi coin number one. Strategy number 2. Semi Numi 1. Now this is the type of coin, what you want to be doing is you want to buy when it comes out. Now what I do is I'll do an order. Bear in mind you got spot price, it does this. I'll do an order of these and I'll keep maybe 10, maybe 20. I aim for 10 minimum after my order. So it's gonna, so this is time. My time. Like I said on the prior page, it's gonna reflect spot roughly. It's gonna, and then the longer you go, you're gonna hope that it does this. You want it to do this. And that's why you keep amount. So what you can do is you'll buy this, it will go up, you can ping maybe half off, and then you can reinvest in more coins like this. So think of it like bread. So this is a coin you just put in the oven, and you expect bread when you put it in the oven to come out and it'll be a wholesome loaf when you're done. This is at the start of its price journey when you buy it from the dealer. Now, not all of them are gonna turn into fluffy loaves of bread, you know. They're not gonna be delicious. A lot of them will. From what I've seen, the people buying coins has gone up. Like you can see it on the groups. It's continuously going up. This is the type of coin that you want to buy at the start. You just want to sit on it for a while and then you want to ping off. And any profits can go into new types of coins like this, or it can go into your stack. So that's strategy number 2. This is for semi-Numi coins that have just hit the market. Strategy number 3. So this is for semi-Numi 2. Now these coins are interesting. These will go in and out of fashion, and they have a different, you need a different strategy when buying them. So you don't want to be stuck as a collector. From an investment point of view, you don't want to be paying collectors' prices. You want to be buying them in pockets of stock. So spot will do this, and the price will be, it'll be over here, you know. It'll be a lot higher. This is time. I've seen these coins, it's moved around a lot. It has moved around a lot. Like, for example, if you got the Luna 1 horse, I've seen that go for 100 euros, which is madness. The dealers got them in for 10 euros when they started. So spot's going to do its own thing compared to this. So when people say to me, hey, can you come down in price? Yes, I can. The closest something is to spot, these coins, the less I can do with the price. They're bread and butter. There's very minimal margin in it in the short run for me. In the long run, you can do more with it depending on where spot has gone. With this, when you first get it, you're not going to be able to do much at the start in terms of price if you want to move it on. You're going to have to take the price that is set by the market. The further down the line you go, the more you can set the price. It's the same with this. So if I price at, say we go back to the price spectrum, which I spoke about in an earlier edition. If I set it at 65, I will sell maybe 1 or 2. The further I move it along the price spectrum towards the lower price, the more I will sell. So the strategy when buying this, you don't want to be buying from like a website or anything like that. You want to go to a dealer and you want to say, what type of stock do you have in? These guys would have bought, so say this is when the stock come out, these guys would have bought around this time. So they've they have a lot of margin in these coins, but they cannot move them quickly. They're collector's coins, and you want to go to them. What do you have that's backdated? And in your mind, you want to be picking tier 1 mints, and that will be like your Perth mints, your Royal Mint, Canadian Mint, etc. You want to be aiming for this sector here. This is your profit line. Let's get my red pen that I've ruined from the prior episodes. This is what you want. That's your margin. Depending on how good you are in negotiation will depend how much you make on these. Now, it sounds simple enough, doesn't it? So you've got 3 types of coins. You've got your bullion, semi-numi, new, semi-numi, old. The strategy you want is you want to buy this consistently. I don't want to touch these on the front. Consistently. You want to buy this when they come out, because this will fund further semi-numi new coins, and it will also fund your bullion stack. And you want to buy this when you can snipe. I call it pot shotting. Essentially, you want to buy it when you can raid someone for a lot of them without taking the biscuit. And you want to buy it so you can make a margin of maybe 15% and up. So whenever I aim for a coin like this, if I'm paying £45 a coin, I want over 15% return, knowing full well that the price may drop that anyway. It's all about risk reward. There is little risk in the bullion. It's very simple. It goes up and it goes down. You know, there's other ways you can get around it. So you can dip into the paper market to solve any short-term issues you have. But in the long run, you should do well with bullion. You only have to look at any graph ever recorded. It will show you in real terms that over the long run, if you disregard any economic crisis, etc., statistically it goes up. You want to be buying the semi-new. You get more risk. So less risk, more risk, most risk. For the semi-numi new coins, you want to buy them when they first come out. You want to sit on them and then you want to flip them further down the line. And for the semi-numi old coins, the ones that have the most risk, you really need to improve your buy-in skills, and you do it so you can get a better rate of return from both of them, because you can get more money out of them than the bullion and the semi-numi. It all depends on your skill level. Now, if I was to suggest something, and this will probably come up in the next video because I will be talking about allocation, I would say focus on your bullion to start off with. Build out a core base that you can constantly move when it hits between certain points. And you just need to be patient. And when I say hits between certain points, I mean you buy every month, and then when you have a core stack, you ping it off bit by bit, and that way you can lower your average. That's what you want to be doing. You want to be getting your average as low as possible. It's something that I do with my own stack. It's slightly different for me because the margin is what I aim for. It's more the spread I deal with. But the lower I have my stack, the better, the leaner the business is going forward. You want to be having this first. You want to be bulking up on the semi-numis as and when, because that will fund the bullion and more semi-numi purchases. And you want to be able to snipe these when possible. That is today's video. I will try and do the next video today. I need to have a think about how I'm going to get it on the page. Some of these videos take a lot out of me in terms of how I'm going to put it on the page in a way that works for everyone. So I hope you've liked it. I hope it makes sense to you guys. If anyone has any questions about it, then please contact me, and take care.